All right, Zenithal priming. So I start with some Vallejo Black surface primer with some flow improver just to make it get down in those recesses. And I do this with my airbrush because I can, but you can do this with a rattle can. You can even do this technique with dry brushing or even just a traditional brush, because anything you do with an airbrush, you can do with a brush. So I just try to get a thin coat all the way around this guy, and rotating the miniature, rotating the airbrush. Again, rattle can would actually be way faster, but just trying to get a thin coat. I do go back and hit it like a second time, but mostly just from below, hitting the areas that need just a little bit more coverage. The stuff on the top we're going to cover with a different primer in a second. You don't want to go too thick because you don't want to you don't want to fill any detail. All right, when the black is done and dry, I take some Vallejo gray primer with a little bit of thinner, and I'm trying to hit from like a 45-degree angle so that all the recesses and the shadow regions stay black, but the top of the miniature has like an illumination that is higher than the bottom of the miniature from like ambient light coming all the way around. So I just rotate around the miniature, try to hold it 45 degrees to the airbrush or 45 degrees to the rattle can, whatever. And I do 2 thin coats of this. And the difference, it's easy to miss when you're just looking at it because it's all in grayscale. But when you kind of rotate the miniature, so right here, if you it looks better from the back, so you can definitely see the black and then gray, and so you can kind of see a difference in the lighting. All right, so to finish this off, I'm going to take Liquitex white ink because this goes through the airbrush well, and this stuff I'm going to go straight down with a light misting from 90 degrees, so right from the top. And so this is light coming down from the sun at its zenith, hence the zenithal priming. And I do this in 2 coats as well. It really starts popping out with that second coat, and you get a bright highlight from the top. All right, and there you go. So white from the top and gray and then black. So hope you can kind of see how that works out there. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this up on my desk so you get a better view of it. And that's a bit of a better shot. So that's what she looks like after you prime it. So again, so the black from underneath, and then you start seeing the gray as you rotate it up, and then it is white from the top. Black, gray, and white. All right, and that is how I do my zenithal priming, and this is pretty much always a pre-step to pre-shading.